Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're diving into something really exciting, creating a simple flight simulator using Java. By the end of this tutorial, you will have a basic understanding of Java graphics, event handling, and object-oriented programming principles in the context of game development. Before we begin, make sure you have Java Development Kit, JDK, installed on your machine. If you haven't, pause this video, go to the Oracle website, and download it. Also, install an IDE like IntelliJ IDEA or Eclipse, as it will make our coding process much smoother. Let's start by creating a new Java project in your IDE. Open your IDE, create a new project named Flight Simulator, and make sure to set the project to use Java 11 or later. Once the project is set up, we'll need to create a simple window for our simulator. In this code, we imported the necessary Swing library and created a JFrame, which is essentially a window in our application. We then set the title, size, and default close operation. Finally, we made the frame visible. Let's run this code to see our window in action. Great! Now that we have a window appearing, let's add a background to our simulator. We can achieve this by creating a class that extends JPanel and overriding its paint component method. In this code, we created a new class called Simulator Panel. By overriding the paint component method, we can draw anything in our simulator. Here, we filled the entire panel with a cyan color to represent the sky. Next, we need to add this panel to our JFrame. Let's run the code again. Now we see our blue sky in the simulator window. Next, we want to create an airplane to represent our flight. We'll create another class called Airplane. In this class, we define properties for our airplane like its position and size. The draw method uses the graphics object to render the airplane, while the move method updates its position based on the change in coordinates. Next, we need to integrate our airplane within the simulator panel. We've created an instance of the airplane class in our simulator panel constructor and called the draw method in paint component to render it on the screen. Let's run our application once more. Awesome! We can see our red airplane drawn on the blue background. Now, let's implement controls for our airplane using keyboard input. We will add a key listener to the simulator panel. We have added a key listener to our panel, allowing us to move the airplane with arrow keys. The key pressed method checks which key was pressed and updates the airplane's position accordingly. Let's run our code and see the controls in action. Fantastic! Now we can move the airplane around using the arrow keys. This is the foundation of our flight simulator. To make things more interesting, let's add an obstacle that will make our simulation feel a little more challenging. The obstacle class has properties for its position and size, as well as a draw method to render it on screen. We now want to instantiate this obstacle in our simulator panel and draw it during the repaint process. Now let's run the application again. We can see there's an obstacle in place. The next step is to check for collisions between the airplane and the obstacle as we move. We added collision detection by using Java's rectangle class. The getBounds method in the airplane class returns a rectangle around the airplane, and in the keyPressed method, we check if the airplane's bounds intersect with the obstacle's bounds. Let's test this collision detection. Yes, we see the collision message in the console. Now, how about we add some sounds to enhance the user experience? You can add sound effects for moving the airplane. Java has a built-in library for playing sounds. The SoundUtil class allows us to play sound files. You need to have sound files ready, for example, move.wave for moving the airplane. We'll call play sound from inside keyPressed when the airplane moves. Now, let's run the simulator again, and every time we move the airplane, it should play the sound. Isn't that amazing? Before we close, let's clean up our code and make everything modular. In this cleaned up version of our code, we encapsulated our main application logic inside a flight simulator app JFrame class. This keeps our code organized and modular, making it easier to scale and modify. We are close to wrapping up. To summarize, we created a flight simulator utilizing Java Swing and AWT libraries. We implemented the movement of an airplane, collision detection, and even sound effects. I encourage you to expand on this project by adding more features like different obstacles, score tracking, or even AI-controlled airplanes. Thank you for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more Java programming content. Also, share your thoughts or improvements in the comments below. See you in the next video.